Today I would like to talk to you about the differences between a traditional education and a Montessori education. Both systems have the same goal in mind, which is to provide children with a learning experience. While both education systems want the same for children, the setup and delivery look very different. I would like to point out some of the differences and how each affects children. In a traditional education system, children are grouped by their age, and typically you have all kindergartners in one class, all first graders in a class. Even in our preschools, they're set up the same way. You have 3-year-olds in a class, 4-year-olds in a class. In a Montessori classroom, it is set up in a mixed age group. So if you were to walk into a primary class in a Montessori school, that would be ages 3 to 6-year-olds. So you have 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and 6-year-olds. There's several reasons why Maria Montessori thought that this was a good idea. She believed that Montessori claimed people learn not by being told, but by watching and doing. Thus, teachers show rather than tell children how to engage in the work. Also, according to a British Journal of Developmental Psychology, Tomasello states, all people learn in part by observing and imitating others. And so having a classroom that is mixed ages, you have a 3-year-old that's watching a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old do lessons that are quite a bit above the 3-year-old, but the 3-year-old, it encourages them to want to do harder work, and they get excited and motivated by seeing older children working on that. Another thing that's really wonderful about having mixed age groups is that the older children actually become a teacher or a guide in the classroom. They can essentially tutor the younger children because they've mastered the work that the 3-year-olds are doing. And so that also frees up the teacher to be able to give individual lessons. Another thing that makes traditional schools and Montessori different is that in a traditional classroom, it's pretty much teacher directed. They put together lesson plans that are usually, the state comes in and says that they have to do this type of curriculum so that they can test according to STAR testing or whatever the state regulations are for testing. In a Montessori classroom, it is all child directed. The children have free will to choose whatever lesson they want to. A lot of people believe that this could cause chaos and allowing a bunch of 3 to 6-year-olds choose whatever they want. But because the way a Montessori classroom is set up is there is nothing on the shelves that the children do that they aren't learning something. So they have to get individual lessons on every single thing that they touch in a classroom, and it has a specific purpose and a specific lesson behind it, and the teacher gives them that lesson. So these are just two of the things that make traditional education and Montessori education different. I encourage you to, if you have children between the ages of birth and 6 years old, that you really take a look at what type of education best suits your child. And thank you for listening.